What's up, my friends? Welcome back to another video, and today we're taking a look at a brand new library from Creative Soundpacks, hosted by Orchestral Tools, called Opaline. And this is a pretty interesting library because it contains a trio of instruments that OT hasn't really tackled before in a combination, more specifically, and that is through an electric guitar, a Stratocaster, also falsetto vocals, and then a soft uridine trumpet. And not only that, they've taken those instruments and created some sound design around those instruments as well. So there is quite a variety of applications here in terms of just the pure orchestral stuff and acoustic instruments. And if you're more of a sound design person, you'd like to tweak the sounds, then they give you some options with the sound design as well. Everything is hosted in the Sign Player. It's currently on an intro price of 59 euros, and then the regular price is 79 euros. If you stick around to the very end, OT is giving away 3 copies of this library, so definitely stay around for that. So yeah, without any further ado, let's do a quick first look at this library. We'll play through some of the patches, and then you'll get a sense of how it sounds. Here in the Sign Player, we have Opaline, and it comes with 2 folders. We have the single instruments with each of the respective instruments, articulations, as you can see. So both the falsetto vocals and the trumpet have sustains and legato. And then in terms of the processed sound design, we have pads, plucks, keys, and percussion. And these basically draw from those original 3 sound sources to create all of these different sounds. So I've got some of them loaded up, some of my favorites. Let's play through. We'll start with the falsetto vocals, and then we'll move to the trumpet, and then the electric guitar. So we'll hear some of those chords, and then we'll get into the sound design. So here we go. Here is the falsetto legato. Let me just go to the performance view here. There we go. So the great thing about the performance view is here at the very bottom, you can see kind of the playable key range, the sampled range. So anyway, let's have a listen. If you, I feel, hold, need, stay. Okay, so those are all the acoustic instruments. I have to say the guitar is probably my favorite just because I love that they give us the variety of keys here, all major keys. You can select whichever key you want, and essentially they're playing jazz chords, right? So there's like major sevenths, there's dominant sevenths, there's also some minor chords in there, depending on where you are in the scale. And it's really cool because you can link several chords together. So if we go like, let's say to E flat major, if you play an E flat, it's going to be the 1 chord, right? If you play the B flat, it's going to be the 5 chord. Maybe it's an open fifth, maybe it has that dominant in there, that dominant seventh, right? If you play F, it's probably going to be an F minor because that's diatonic to the key of E flat major, right? G minor 7 probably, right? A flat major 7 in this case. So that's really, really nice. And then on the upper end of the keyboard, you get those, what they call motions. So they feel like slight little licks that also belong to the key. And they just have that really beautiful, gorgeous sound to them. So I could definitely imagine some indie, like almost lo-fi hip hop stuff going on here with this instrument. It's such a beautiful sound. I really love that. In terms of the vocals and the trumpet, those are also very playable as well. The legato is a little bit on the slower end though, so you do want to account for that. And you can also hear some of those legato transitions, especially in the vocal. They are a little bit prevalent. I believe it sounds like there's only one dynamic layer there, although you do get a bit of dynamic range by riding the mod wheel. But again, however, you do hear some of that transition. So just be aware of that. You'll probably want to stack different instruments behind, the falsetto or the trumpet if you want to make it sound even more seamless. And so just keep that in mind. But in general, the sound is really nice. I love how there's like a lot of character though in these samples, right? So the vocal, it's not just a very clean operatic vocal or anything, but it's a very subtle vocal, and you hear some raspiness in there, some of the saliva, some of the mouth sounds, right? It gives it that character. And then the trumpet as well. The sustain's fragile, especially. It just has that almost delicate quality to it that is you can't really replicate with other libraries. So really, really unique in this case. Okay, let's move on to these sound design patches, some of these, and then we'll wrap this up. Here we go. So these are, let me actually go back to the library tab. Now we're moving on to the pads. I basically got 2 of these. So 2 pads, 2 plucks, 2 keys, and then the percussion at the very end. So here's do. All right, so kind of like a lot of other orchestral tools libraries, these instruments were sampled relatively close. In terms of mic positions, I believe they only give us a couple of options. They have a close mic plus the room mic, and for most of these, we have both of them turned on. And then for, yeah, okay, so the trumpet, we only had the close one turned on, but even the room mic is relatively close as well. You get a lot of the detail, not a lot of reverb in those samples, so just be aware of that. You can always add your own reverb externally, which makes things a lot easier than having to remove room from a sample library that is drenched in natural reverb, you know? And so, yeah, I kind of lowered the volumes on some of these other patches because they were a little louder in comparison to the acoustic instruments. But there you go. A very raw, a very natural sounding library through this Creative Sound Pack. Congratulations to OT and Creative Soundpacks for another well done library. And you must be curious about how you can win a copy for yourself. So there's 3 things we need to do. Number 1 is to fill out the form below. And this is where I will be contacting you by email to announce the winners. So make sure you're signed up there. This will also subscribe you to my email list where I can send you additional content every single week to help you with your music and mockups, and yeah, send you exclusive content that I don't share anywhere else. So that's rule number 1. Make sure you use the form below to sign up, and then you'll be entered. Number 2, just leave a comment below this video and let me know why you would like this Creative Sound Pack and what you would use the library for in your own productions. And rule number 3, just leave a like on this video. Super simple. Make sure you follow those 3 and you will be entered 100%. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, OT, for sending me a copy for review and sharing this with you guys. And I look forward to sharing the winners via email. So make sure you're signed up. I'll catch you in the next video and take care. Bye-bye.